First of all, who is this video for? If you're interested in Autodesk Revit for yourself to learn or for your company to implement, you're at the right place. This video will be a quick breakdown of all of the key features of Revit, so at the end of the video you will know if Revit is something that you should start using. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, I run an Autodesk authorized training center, balkanarchitect.com. Link is up in the cards and down in the description of this video. And we have the largest online following in the Revit space. So now let's talk about Revit, and we start off by saying Revit is a BIM software. Now, you've probably heard about BIM, or Building Information Modeling. This is a system where you create a digital 3D model and hold all of the important data inside of that model. Revit has been created to do exactly this. Unlike other 3D modeling software, Revit has been designed to model buildings only. You can't really use it to design a car or a camera. It's really only for buildings and all building elements. Now, for all building elements that you model, you can assign endless parameters to hold data inside of 3D geometry. This means that this wall is not only a 3D mass. In Revit, it has length, height, and position relative to building levels. It has layers. Those layers have materials assigned, and each of the materials can have weight, structural properties, thermal properties, cost, and anything else that you would like to include. In practice, it looks like this. You have your building tools that you use to build the model. Then Revit allows you to cut up the model to create floor plans, sections, callouts, elevations, camera views, and more. Now, apart from all of the graphical views, you can create material takeoffs, schedules that use all of the parameters that you've built into the model. So this means that for our wall schedule, we can calculate not only the total area or volume of the walls, but also their total weight, cost, and other parameters that we decided to include. This all being part of a building model means that you can easily filter and structure schedules however you like. For example, bringing up only walls on a single level or only exterior walls and so on. You can also use all of this data that's built into the model to run many different analyses of our Revit model. In terms of output, Revit can export different data types to a wide range of file formats. Way too many to mention. Now, also, when it comes to working in Revit, we have different disciplines. As mentioned before, Autodesk Revit is designed for the whole building industry. So that means that it covers different disciplines like architecture, structure, engineering, MEP or mechanical, electrical, and plumbing equipment. And in addition to all of these, Revit provides tools for BIM coordination and management, clash detection, and more. Other specialized uses are also supported, like landscape architecture, interior design, and more. Now let's talk about collaboration. Autodesk Revit is not only a good modeling software, but also a collaboration platform. We've mentioned the various disciplines that it covers. Well, it also brings them together working on a single 3D model. This means that all of the common issues and mistakes that happen on the construction site are instead resolved in the 3D model before the construction process even starts. Fun fact, this is how Revit name was created. Revit comes from revise and edit. Now, let's talk about the limitations and solutions to those. It's important to understand that Revit is a platform that offers many useful tools, but not all of them. This means that if you want to use Revit for designing common buildings like this, you can. All of the tools are there and you will not be limited in any way. But there are some cases where you will find that Revit tools are simply not enough. Because of this, please keep in mind that Revit has a large network of plugin and add-on developers, as well as other software that has been designed to work in collaboration with Revit. Dynamo, for example, is a software that allows you to use visual programming to automate tasks in Revit and utilize generative design. Dynamo is provided by Autodesk and is available for free with Revit. We also have plugins like Environment for Revit that brings numerous powerful landscape design tools into Revit that we otherwise simply wouldn't have. but it's a third-party software and it's sold completely separate from Revit. Bexel Manager is also a good example of third-party software that takes your Revit model and gives you the tools and features to analyze, manage, and coordinate Revit models for 4D scheduling, 5D cost estimation, clash detection, and BIM data management in an integrated environment. All this to say that Revit is great, but depending on the type of work that you do, it might make sense to look into plugins or other software that would work in conjunction with Revit to give you the optimum workflow. Another thing that we should clarify is that Revit should always be looked at as a platform. Revit doesn't define your workflow. Instead, it gives you endless possibilities, and it's up to you to define the workflow that fits your projects, company, team, and local rules and regulations. So, is Revit for you? To summarize, Revit is a BIM software or building information modeling software, and no, it doesn't cover every single part of the BIM process, but it definitely covers the most by far out of any other solution on the market today. If you're a small company or work on smaller to medium-sized projects, Revit should cover building design, documentation production, and optimized processes. For larger companies or large projects, Revit plus additional plugins and software that works with Revit should give you the ultimate result. If you would like to get some help with Revit training and implementation, that's exactly what we do on balkanarchitect.com. The link is up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. We offer Revit courses and consulting to companies and individuals looking to get their Revit skills to the next level. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.